What is going on? Is this thing on? Yeah, hi. What is going on, Emmett's Army? Oh my goodness, just so much to talk about today. I don't even know where to start. $25,000 worth of medical equipment. How is that even possible? How is it possible for a 3-year-old to even rack up that much stuff? My wife and I, we were looking around the house the other day, and it's in certain areas, especially in Emmett's room, it's starting to look like a hospital room more so than anything. It's almost hard to even approximate the amount of each one of them because sometimes the insurance company pays for them, sometimes we pay for them. There's all these variables that are really hard to determine exactly what the cost is. This is just kind of a medium average that I found. Why does a 3-year-old even need all of this equipment? Emmett has a rare disease called Krabbe. Krabbe affects the nervous system. In the same way that your cell phone charging cable sends an electrical signal from one end to the other, Emmett's nervous system sends electrical impulses from his brain to his body when he thinks about doing something. However, the protective coating that is on this wire as well as in his nervous system is coming off. So parts of it are missing and it's continuing to get worse and worse until signals can no longer travel from his brain to his body. It's a horrible, horrible, wretched disease. And because of that, he needs a lot of medical equipment to help him function each day. So the things that would happen normally for a healthy person, we have to help him externally with these different devices to keep him healthy and to keep him comfortable. We're super excited to announce that later we're going to be doing a Nintendo Switch giveaway. We've got it right here. We're happy to do this. It's courtesy of Target, who sent us too many of them but said we could keep them. They are not a sponsor, by the way.
All right, here we go.
What is it?
I don't know. Ooh, what are these? Mario! It's a Mario thing. Oh my, get this out.
Why do we have 5?
How many did you order?
1.
I was telling you it was big.
That's like...
You should definitely subscribe to our channel, turn on the alerts so you can get information later about how to get one of these. Now we want to cover what all of these different medical devices are and how much they cost. So, let's go! So a lot of the equipment is in Emmett's room, so let's go check that out real quick. We sit here in this chair oftentimes with the equipment here in the closet, so it's easy to access. It's all plugged into a power strip. You know what? We haven't seen Emmett really in this episode yet. Why don't we go find him? I think he's sleeping on the couch right now. Here's where Emmett spends most of the time on the couch. I thought we'd finish the portion of this video here. So the first item on the list is $200. It's a portable oximeter. It keeps track of the amount of oxygen in Emmett's blood as well as his heart rate. It's rugged, it's battery powered, so we can take it on the road with us and it works great. We also have more of a continuous option. This is another oximeter that we use here at home. It's $1,375. It has a battery in it, but it doesn't last very long. Plus you wouldn't want to carry it anywhere because it's too heavy. So this is what we use for him while he's laying here on the couch or at night when he's sleeping. And here's the feeding pump. The feeding pump is probably one of the most important pieces of equipment that he has. It's actually life-sustaining. Without it, Emmett would pass away because he's unable to swallow food by mouth. We chose to surgically put in a tube directly into Emmett's stomach, and then this pump here pumps the food from a bag directly into his stomach. It runs continuously pretty much for the most part. It's about 20 hours a day. We also use that same tube to administer medications. This feeding pump is $700. This is the suction machine. I found it online for about $220. This is really important because Emmett gets a lot of secretions in his mouth that he's unable to swallow. And if he does swallow, it might go down into his lungs, which causes pneumonia. So it's really important that we're able to get in there and suction him to help clear out those secretions for him. This is by far the absolute cheapest item on the list. I saw it on eBay for like $20 or something. It's called a nebulizer. And so we're able to put medicine in the bottom of the mask, and the machine turns that medicine into a vapor. So when we put the mask over Emmett's mouth, we're able to administer medication directly into his lungs to help him breathe better. This is just the first step of 3 different parts of a breathing treatment that we give him 2 times every day. The next item is a cough assist. This goes for $4,500. This is my least favorite because I really don't think that he likes it. It actually forces air into his lungs so that they can expand, and then it sucks the air back out. If you think about it, Emmett's not running around like most 3-year-olds, so he's never really expanding and using his lungs to the fullest. He can't cough either, so this gives him the ability to get some of the things out of his lungs that we would usually just cough up and take for granted. The last part of his breathing treatments is to use a shaky vest. This goes for about $8,000. This basically has baffles of air attached to a hose. The shaky vest machine inflates those baffles and then takes air out very rapidly, so he gets that for 15 minutes 2 times a day. This is an oxygen concentrator. This goes for about $1,250. We also have oxygen tanks out in the garage, but the one we use the most is the oxygen concentrator in his room. This basically just takes air out of the just air that's in the house, and it turns it into pure oxygen. And this is only when Emmett needs it. This weird machine here, it looks like some Frankenstein device, and I think Emmett does enjoy it. It's called a stander. It costs $2,350, and you doing okay, bud? Yes? He is so precious. I just want to squeeze him so tight. Emmett's physical therapist prescribed it due to muscle atrophy and the fact he's not standing. She said that his hips would slowly become dislocated, and due to muscle spasms, his legs could actually just pop out of his hips. So we needed to give him the ability to strengthen those and to put weight on them again. So we load him up into the stander, and for a period of time, as long as he can tolerate it, he's able to do different activities on the tray as well. And the very last item on the list for $7,000 is Emmett's wheelchair. It's really an adaptive stroller. This was a nightmare to get ordered, but in the end, it works out great for him. It's portable, it's collapsible, it's easy to put in the back of the van, take on a plane. It goes everywhere with us. It's a really well-made product. We like it so much. We just can't say enough great things about this. This truly is a great product. And I think if I did all the math right, that comes to a total of $25,000. Let's go back to the yellow chair. So, as you can see, there's a lot of things going on. It's a lot of stuff to manage. And this $25,000 that we just added up, that could easily double because we don't have a hospital bed currently for him. We could also double the cost of the equipment with a wheelchair specifically designed for him that is motorized and something that he can control with his head. We're probably gonna do a whole video on that since we just talked to his physical therapist about it, and it's amazing. He can actually move his head around to control which direction the chair is going, and he's really good at it, and I think he enjoys it a lot. Here's a clip from Emmett's physical therapist.
You did so well today. I'm proud of you.
How much does the chair cost?
About $20,000 to $30,000.
Is there a Groupon?
No.
And this $25,000 is just the tip of the iceberg. There are so many more things that are costing so much more money. We're talking about Emmett being on hospice. That one service by itself is anywhere from about $10,000 to $14,000 a month. Another major expense is having a nurse come into the home to care for Emmett. This can range anywhere between $250,000 to up to $500,000 a year. The crazy thing about this is that it's totally preventable. There's a treatment that, if caught early enough, Emmett would have qualified for, which could have been life-saving and life-extending. All of this money being spent on him, all of this equipment, all of this time, and all of the other things that go along with it, including the heartbreak, the strain it is on other siblings, family members, marriages, this whole thing is totally preventable. The average child with this disease only lives to be about 2 years old. 90% of children pass away before 24 months. Emmett's almost 4 years old. We're very grateful for the time we have. Here in Oregon, we actually met a family that has a child with Krabbe. He's 8 years old now and totally healthy, and you would never know that he even has this disease. He doesn't have any of this equipment. He doesn't have all the rigmarole of the same doctor's appointments and things like that that Emmett has, because he had the transplant done. Early detection is key. If Emmett was screened at birth potentially, like some of the 50 states do, then Emmett would have been saved. My wife is working on getting a bill passed in the state of Oregon so that this doesn't have to happen to anyone else again. We actually went down to the state capitol and we testified in front of Congress, which you can watch on a video, which explains what we talked about. Here's a clip from that where I talked about the expense of caring for a child with Krabbe.
This disease has taken away all of his skills except for basically blinking and breathing. It's estimated that the state of Oregon will pay $700,000 per year in caring for Emmett as an untreated child with this disease. I urge you to take a look at the budget and whatever else you might need to take into account and ask yourself if we can afford not to screen for Krabbe.
That was a hearing in front of the House Health Committee. We're hoping to make more progress with them. The bill has kind of been shut down temporarily, but we're working on taking next steps to make something happen in the future. Thank you for watching. Please do consider joining the Army. We would love to have your support. Also, don't forget to subscribe to our channel, turn on the notifications so you can be notified about how to enter to win this Nintendo Switch. Thanks for watching. Bye.